There was a question the last session concerning variations for hero's pose or Varasana. Now, if you've forgotten, hero's pose is when we're sitting on our heels. And I got to tell you, I have a hard time these days getting my hips to my heels. So I prefer to sit on blocks. Now, the more we do this, the more we work into the knees and the muscles on top and around the knees behind the kneecap, the more flexibility you'll get. But if you do it once in a blue moon, your knees are going to be tight pretty much all the time doing this. So one option is to sit on blocks. And I sit on 3 of them. Actually, I can sit on 2 of them, really. I'll be happy today since we've done this a few times in the past couple of sessions. But even here, you still have a pretty good angle on, from the leg here on the knee, so you still may feel pressure. Some of you have issues with the feet being flat on the mat. And for that, I suggest a blanket. A blanket or a towel of any type that you can put on top of the feet. That works quite nicely as well to help put some cushioning there on your feet. But that's for those of you that have issues in this posture with your feet. I have seen folks put a towel or a blanket underneath their knees. And while it may work for you, especially if you're working on hardwood floor or concrete, really anything you put underneath the knees, you're going to decrease that angle, or you're going to decrease the angle, or you're going to increase the amount of pressure on your knees. So I don't really recommend that. And that's why we're sitting on blocks anyway, or something similar. The higher up we get, the less pressure we have in the knees. And that's what you want. I don't want it to be uncomfortable per se. Well, a little bit of discomfort's fine. Now, to that end, not everybody has blocks. So you can roll up blankets. You can use anything in your house, such as, and you can laugh at me later. This is a firebox with some of my papers in here. But this is at a decent height. I just sit on this. And this is a little higher than the 3 blocks that I have, but it works. Matter of fact, I have almost no pressure on the knees doing this one as well. So you can get creative. In Nafsi yoga, we don't spend the most money on anything in our practice. So anything household good will work. Pillows will work too. You may have to roll them up a few times to sit on them. So, that's not bad at all, actually. But my hips are still a little lower. I feel more pressure in the knees. So find what's going to work for you if you don't have blocks. See what you have in your house that may work. One thing that I really do like, and this is my chair that I had before I had some back issues, and I have had surgery, back surgery for those of you that know it, but before I had it, this was wonderful. And I call it a knee chair. I think that probably has a different name for it, but you may have seen these. I don't think they're as popular now as they used to be about 10 or 15 years ago, but if you're sitting at a desk, this is ideal. Not a lot of pressure on your knees at all, but it will force you, as long as you're thinking about it, to keep the core in, to keep your torso tall when you're at your desk. But don't get me wrong, this isn't a cure-all, because you can start to slouch, slouch back, or come forward with it as well. So when you think about it, pull back, shoulders back, and keep moving. So this is actually quite nice. It is a variation, but it may be one that you have to spend some money on to get this chair. I found mine at a thrift store, $5. I was quite excited about the price. So other than that, Varasana is a posture that we do almost every session. And you may feel as if there's less pressure on your knees here than here. And we're decreasing the angle's increasing a bit here, or decreasing really. Here, you've got a little bit of play. You can open up the knees as necessary. I don't really think that helps as much just with the compression going on in the knee, underneath the kneecap there. But if that doesn't give you any problems, then you just have to gradually go into hero's pose of Varasana. I will say, if you have like a knee replacement surgery, no, don't do this posture, please. Don't do it. And if you have some mitigating circumstances that you've had a chance to talk to your doctor, show them the posture and see what they say, especially the physical therapists. They're really good Janu Shashasana, where we bend a leg and do a forward fold. I have always said, if you need to put a blanket or a block underneath that bent leg, but if the pressure's too much and it gets uncomfortable, just kick the leg out. And we're still doing the forward fold over the opposite leg. You're still going to do the work that we need to for yoga. Variations for hero's pose. There are a few others out there, and I'll keep working into this and keep looking to see if there's other things. But for the most part, if it's too much for you, don't do it. Don't do it. And I'll talk to you guys more about this later.